Get ready for action because the Atlanta Braves are back and dominating the National League East. They are looking fearsome again, entering the season with a massive 5-game lead and a 14-7 record, setting the stage for a massive battle ahead. We break down how this resurgence impacts the entire division and what it means for the rest of the season.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
The drama isn't stopping there because the New York Mets are deep in a historic losing streak, and fans are pointing fingers at Mayor Zohran Mamdani. We investigate the viral video that has turned the team's misfortune into a major talking point, and whether this superstition is truly affecting the team's performance. But the team's struggles are also hitting the roster hard. We look at the injuries plaguing the Mets, specifically the 10-day injured list placement for infielder Jorge Polanco, and how this injury compounds the team's difficult slide into the season. The fallout continues as we examine the full story behind Jorge Polanco's injury and the resulting roster moves, including the call-up of Hayden Senger, all while the Mets fight to escape this daunting losing streak. Stay with us for the full breakdown and don't miss what happens next. The Atlanta Braves are showing a strong resurgence, positioning them as a formidable contender heading into the 2026 season, which presents significant challenges for the New York Mets and other teams in the National League East. Entering Sunday, the Braves were on a 4-game winning streak with a 14-7 record, holding the largest lead for any division frontrunner in Major League Baseball with a 5-game advantage. Manager Walt Weiss is seen as the ideal figure to guide Atlanta back to consistent contention after an unusual 2025 campaign. Atlanta's pitching staff remains dominant, highlighted by Martin Perez's 6 scoreless innings, which drove the Braves' rotation's earned run average down to an MLB best 2.68. This success contrasts sharply with the Mets' performance last year, when they capitalized on Atlanta's struggles, missing the playoffs despite the Braves starting 0-7. In 2025, only the Phillies and Mets finished above .500 in the division. This year, the Phillies and Braves are expected to finish above .500, with the Miami Marlins potentially posing a divisional threat. The Mets' recent 10-game losing streak, placing them 7 games behind the division lead through 21 games played, is a major concern. While 141 games remain, maintaining such a significant deficit in a competitive division is dangerous. Last year, the Braves demonstrated a rapid recovery from an early slump, climbing above .500 by mid-May, but this sprint led to an immediate downturn. The narrative suggests that the Mets possess the talent, especially with Juan Soto's return, to make a playoff push, but their current trajectory, sliding down without a clear path to recovery, is unsustainable. Experts suggest that steadying the team early in the season is crucial to avoid the exhaustion that plagued the Braves and the Mets alike. The New York Mets are grappling with a historic losing streak, with fans increasingly pointing to New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani as the source of their misfortune. Following a 10th consecutive loss, the team's faithful have latched onto a viral video showing Mayor Mamdani embracing the team's mascots at Citi Field, claiming the encounter has cursed the franchise. The clip, which has garnered over 2 million views on X, depicts a seemingly lighthearted moment that coincided with a period of severe team underperformance. Since the mayor's visit on April 15, the Mets have failed to record a single victory. This Mamdani curse has become a significant talking point for a fanbase feeling exhausted by a season that has fallen short of expectations. One fan on X lamented, "The Mets are now 0-10 since this happened." While the superstition is rampant, not all supporters are convinced by the theory, with some arguing that blaming external factors distracts from internal team issues. The current slide represents a significant downturn for the franchise, which entered the year with postseason ambitions and a substantial payroll. Despite the presence of star players like Juan Soto, the lineup has struggled to produce runs during this 10-game skid. Manager Carlos Mendoza is also facing scrutiny from the fanbase regarding bullpen management and roster motivation. Adding another layer to the narrative, Mayor Mamdani has recently drawn media attention for commenting on ticket prices for the Knicks, jokingly blaming Trae Young for the disparity between Madison Square Garden and rival venues. The Mets now head into their Game 1 against the Atlanta Hawks on Friday, amidst this ongoing atmosphere of speculation and frustration. The New York Mets are grappling with a significant slump, placing infielder Jorge Polanco on the 10-day injured list following a recent loss, marking the team's 10th consecutive defeat. The difficult stretch has placed a mental strain on the squad, according to manager Carlos Mendoza. Brooks Raley surrendered a crucial tie-breaking 3-run homer in the 6th inning of a 4-2 loss to the Chicago Cubs on Saturday, April 18, 2026. In the face of the losing streak, which has outscored the Mets 60-18, second baseman Marcus Semien acknowledged the pressure but urged the team to focus on the present, stating, "This is a big boy league. There's no time to dwell on tonight. Tomorrow is a new day." The team's struggles extend beyond recent losses. The lineup has been hampered by injuries, including Juan Soto being sidelined since April 3 due to a strained right calf. Furthermore, the Mets have struggled offensively, scoring 2 or fewer runs in 11 of their 21 games, the highest such number for an NL team. Manager Mendoza, who received a vote of confidence from President of Baseball Operations David Stearns, admitted the streak is taxing but emphasized resilience. "Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. You got to keep going. We haven't been playing good baseball. That's the bottom line." Regarding Polanco's injury, a right wrist contusion, the decision to place him on the injured list was made retroactively to Wednesday, following a poor performance in a previous game. Mendoza stated that while the doctors initially suggested a pitch injury, the issue has since worsened. He added that while Polanco is also managing an ankle issue, the immediate priority is addressing the wrist injury. To bolster the roster, the Mets recalled catcher Hayden Senger from AAA Syracuse before the game. Senger is performing well in Syracuse, batting .257 with 5 home runs and 11 RBIs in 12 games, which provides Mendoza with greater flexibility in utilizing his top 2 catchers, Francisco Alvarez and Luis Torrens. The New York Mets have placed designated hitter Jorge Polanco on the 10-day injured list due to a right wrist contusion, compounding the team's difficult stretch. The injury occurred during Tuesday's 2-1 loss against the Los Angeles Dodgers, where Polanco struggled with a 0-for-4 performance, including 2 strikeouts. Mets manager Carlos Mendoza described the injury as a wrist contusion, similar to a bone bruise, noting it worsened the following day after just a couple of swings. Polanco has also been managing bursitis in his left Achilles tendon, though Mendoza indicated that condition was improving. This lingering injury has impacted his start to the 2026 season following his 2-year, $40 million contract with the Mets, where he has appeared in 14 of the team's 20 games. Prior to this setback, Polanco had a respectable early season performance with a .179246286 line over 61 plate appearances, including 3 doubles, 1 home run, and 2 RBIs. This production is significantly lower than his previous year's performance with the Seattle Mariners, where he posted over 524 at-bats, including 26 home runs, 30 doubles, and 78 RBIs. To fill Polanco's spot on the Major League roster, catcher Hayden Senger has been called up from AAA Syracuse. Senger brings a strong offensive profile, having hit 5 home runs and 11 RBIs in 12 games with a .257316714 line. Mendoza stated the move was intended to secure another right-handed catcher option, allowing for flexibility with Luis Torrens as a pinch hitter or Francisco Alvarez at the designated hitter position. The injury comes as the Mets are mired in a 9-game losing streak, their longest since 11 straight defeats in 2004. Currently sitting at 7-13, the team is last in the National League East, trailing the 4th-place Philadelphia Phillies by 1.5 games.